Hello everyone, Jaden here again, and welcome to episode 5 of Mix Showcase. And this time I have 6 combinations instead of 5. That means even mixes and mups. 3 are mixes, 3 are mups. So as usual, I'm gonna go in the order I made them. So, let's begin! First up is my first mix, which is made up of Mesmo from the Series 3 Wistastics, and Jog from the Series 2 Fangang. Now, this one resembles Jog, but also has a bit of Mesmo in it as well. Specifically, his eyes, his wings, and feet. And he also has Jog's mouth, body, and tail. Now, I designed the sides to look almost like a cubit. You can see it on both sides. He's got Mesmo's eyes, and he's got a Jog's mouth, and here's a look at the back. Now I've made a Mesmo and Jog mix before that looks something like this. But I think this one looks way better. Next up is my first mup, which is made up of Bulk from the Series 2 Flexers and Seismo from the Series 1 Cracksters. Now, I designed this one based on the mup of Gurgle and Burp. And you can see it already. And this is why I have him completely lunched over. And I can make him super tall. Let me just do that real quickly. Hold on.
A few moments later.
So yeah. That's tall. But we'll just zoom in from the bottom and work our way up. And I'll give you a 360 look as we're viewing him. And there's a look at the head. So, I'm gonna get this guy lunched over. So, 1 second.
2 very boring minutes later.
And we're back. So, he's got a Seismo's eye and eyebrow with Bulk's eyes on the sides. And he's got Bulk's tentacles on the back of his head. He's got Seismo's arms on the sides with these little orange slopes right here. And he's also got Seismo's horns. Bottom, he's got these slope pieces from Seismo. And these ones from Bulk. He uses this hinge piece, which was usually for Bulk's mouth. And I made it so that it couldn't move. And on the neck, he's got these slope pieces from Seismo, which kind of looks like spikes. And you can see it down here as well. And that's it for this mop. And it's probably the most complex mop I've ever made. Up next is my second mix, made up of Scrubs from the Series 8 Medics and Gox from the Series 5 Clinkers. Now, as you can see, he's got Scrubs' body. There's a few aspects from Gox. Mainly his 4 legs at the bottom. And his arms, which are holding Scrubs' defibrillators. And he's got the spikes on the arms. Oh yeah, here's a look at the back. And this is what I did to give him Gox's little hat. He's got Scrubs' eye. And Gox's mustache. With the silver cheese slopes here. I just put those slope pieces from Scrubs on top. Just to clean up some of the top. And yes, not much else to say about this one, because it looks like a typical mix. So, nothing else to do now, but move on to the next one. Here we have the second MUP, made up of tickets from the Series 7 MCPD and Wuzzo from the Series 6 Waldos. Now, he kind of looks like a mix, but he's a MUP. He's got Texas wheels as his arms, with his toes on top. Got the sides of Wesler's face on the arms. He's got Wesler's legs, but shorter. And he's got Texas body. On the back, he's got Wesler's arms, but it's Texas lights instead of his hands. And on the head, he's got a Texas helmet turned to the side. On the head, he really looks angry. And you can turn the eyes to give him different expressions. And he's also got the sides of tickets on his head. And that's it. It's a pretty angry MUP. And if I saw this guy coming out on the street, I would have to tell him to calm down. Now we got the third and final MUP. Mix. Made up of Camster from the Series 9 Newsers and Torch from the Series 3 Globe Corp. He's got Camster's body and Torch's arms and legs, with nothing changed. On the back, he's got Camster's propeller and the slope pieces and the cheese slopes that are from Torts. On head, it's basically the same as Camster, except now his backlights are on the sides of his head. What's the pieces that you usually put Torts' eyes on? And he's also got this green brick right here, and he has a propeller on the top. And he's also got this piece from Torts in the middle, which I usually supposed to emulate Torts' eyebrows. And yeah, it's another basic mix, but it's still pretty cool. And last but not least is the third and final MUP, made up of Sharks from the Series 8 Pilots and Burp from the Series 6 Munchos. Now, this one looks very weird, but weird in a good way. He's got Sharks' legs, his boot and his peg leg, and he's got Burp's body with his arms, 2 of them being his, the other 2 being Sharks', with the hook hand. He's also got one of Bubs' hands on the side. He's also got Sharks' head with Bubs' head and Sharks' pilot hat on top. And he's also got this little ball on the side. And you can move it back. And as you can see, I got these little white studs on the bottom, which are from Bub. And here's a look at what the inside of his mouth looks like. And that's how I made the inside. And here's a look at the back. And that's it for all the mixes and mops for episode 6. Now, if the names that I mentioned for each mix and mop sound familiar, well, that's because these are the 12 Mixels that I'm going to be using for Season 1 of Total Drama Mixels. So, it's going to run for, I think 14 episodes. And the winner is going to get 1 million mutts. At least that's what they're calling the Mixelverse. So stay tuned for that. And episode 0 will come after this video. And if you don't know what that is, I recommend you watch episode 3. But that's it. So, thanks for watching this episode of Mix Showcase. And don't forget to have a mixtastic day.